Lick number 127. This lick will go with the vamp we did in lick number 126. So here's lick 127. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to try to be as consistent as possible with my down and up picking. It's a little bit tricky to do it exactly the same each time, but I'm going to be trying to show this the way I believe I did this, and I wrote it down a certain way, so I'm going to go by my notes here. So we're going to play the open second string first, then we're going to hammer onto the 8th fret of the second string with the first finger, and then we're going to hammer again onto the 10th fret with the second finger. So we're going to go like that. Then we're going to play, so you do a down pick on the open string, then you hammer the 8th with the first finger, and then hammer the 10th with the second finger. Then we're going to play an up pick on the 12th fret of the first string with the 4th finger. And that note's going to be a staccato note, so we're going to, as soon as you play the up pick, the next note we're going to play is also on that string, so we're just going to put the pick on that first string again to get ready to play the next note. That's how we're cutting it off for the staccato. Then we're going to play the 8th fret. That one is probably not going to be staccato, so we have... Then we're going to go to the 10th fret of the second string with the second finger, and we're going to use vibrato on this note. So we have like that. Now, even though I'm not doing that 8th fret of the first string we just did prior to the 10th fret second string, I'm not going to write it down as staccato. We are cutting it off as soon as we play that 10th fret note. So we're going to go... Oh. So we can lift that first finger as soon as we play that 10th fret note. Okay, I think I am touching that first string a little bit also to help cut that off, but mostly it's with the lifting of the first finger that we're cutting that 8th fret off with. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the fact that we're going to do that 10th fret of the second string with the vibrato with the second finger. Now, a little bit of a finger shift here. I find myself feeling comfortable switching to the 3rd finger for the next time I play the 10th fret of the second string. So after that vibrato with the second finger on the second string 10th fret, the next thing I'm going to do is play a staccato note with the 3rd finger on that same note, 10th fret second string. So we have... Then we're going to play, so staccato, and we're going to play that same string again next. So we're cutting that 10th fret, cutting the 10th fret by second string by putting the pick on the string, getting ready for the next note, which is going to be the 8th fret with the first finger. Then that's going to be another staccato note. So we're going to have, so far we have... Now we're going to play the 10th fret again with a down pick. By the way, that 8th fret, I believe I did an up pick, or we want to try an up pick on that one. So we have... Then we're going to play the first string 8th fret with the first finger. And then we're going to play the 10th fret. That one, that 8th fret first string is not necessarily staccato. But the next note, no, that was with an up pick also, that 8th fret. Then the next thing we're going to do is play the 10th fret of the second string, and this one will be a staccato. So we have... A little bit of a pause there. And then we are going to play the 10th fret again of the second string with a down pick, 3rd finger. Then the 8th fret with the first finger, up pick, second string. then the 9th fret, 3rd string, down pick, staccato, and we're going to place the pick on that same 3rd string to cut the sound of the note to get that staccato, because we're going to play that note again. 9th fret, 3rd string with the 2nd finger, and that's going to end that portion of the lick, and use vibrato on that note. So we have, playing it slowly, it starts on the and of 3, so we have 1 and 2 and 3. Then that same lick will repeat again. I'm going to do this 3 times actually, so another one. Then almost the same thing again, we're just going to end on a different note. So repeat most of the lick. Whoop, down, up. Now instead of the 9th fret of the 3rd string, we're going to end on the on our tone center, our A note, by playing the 10th fret with the 3rd finger of the 2nd string. Staccato, and then hold it. So instead of, we're going to end. So the whole lick again, I'm going to play it the full 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3. Again. 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 And then ending on that 10th fret of the 2nd string. So let me try to speed that up, and then I'll play it with the jam, the vamp for that. So 1 and 2 and 3. So that's the whole lick. Excuse any inconsistencies with the picking, but again, I'm trying to do it as I explain and as I'll write out the tablature. So let me put on the vamp, the 126 chorded vamp we did, and it's going to loop, and then I'll play the lick on top of it. Again. Well, I think I had that mostly right. So that is lick number 127.